Your Highness.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Brian Zilem with PWTorch. Joe, you're coming up on about a year with AEW, and it seems like now you're in a different level as far as like your wrestling, your conditioning goes. Obviously, you went a long stint without wrestling. Do you feel like it's just been a while for you to get your feet under you again?
Well, absolutely. You know, and I think another thing that kind of escapes a lot of people's attention is when I first entered AEW, I was gone for, essentially the first 3 months. So we can never really get into a groove. You know, it's just there's time and there's working cooperation with people and just those things weren't happening because I was busy. But now, I've have a good month under my belt here of a month and a half, probably 2 now at this point, where I'm kind of getting into my flow of things and getting back in there and getting into a nice rhythm and sync, which is it's a very hard thing to do in this industry when we have a limited event schedule. So anytime I get to get in there and get a little time, it always ends up sharpening me up. So I think we're at that point right now.
Your Highness.
Yep.
Brian Zilem with PWTorch. Joe, you obviously had a fantastic match with Darby Allin this past Wednesday on Dynamite. The chemistry was just off the chain. A lot of people say Darby has a death wish. Did you try to grant his death wish on
Absolutely.
Wednesday?
Listen, I'm not a sympathetic person. If you want to come in and you want to destroy yourself in the process of trying to destroy me, I'll make sure you'll go first. And I mean, that's just the way it is, Darby. I mean, hey, I understand, tremendous athlete, incredible daredevil. He's a guy that will put everything on the line to secure a victory. But I'm going to take advantage of those situations. You act reckless, it's going to get reckless in there. And that's what happened.
Hi, Tony. Hope you're doing well. Hope the family's well. It's Brian Zilem from PWTorch. I believe this is the first show that AEW has ever done in Arlington, Texas. You obviously have a pretty good relationship with Jerry Jones. Knowing there's 4 stadiums essentially 5 miles
well,
from
this is not technically not an AEW show, right?
Oh,
this
well,
Ring
of
Honor maybe has, I don't know, at Ring of Honor, in 21 years, they've run a lot of towns.
Well, wrestling companies you own, let's say that. Okay, wrestling companies you own. There's essentially 4 venues that are 5 miles from each other. You have the great setup in Texas Live. Have you had any conversations with Jerry on how beneficial running more wrestling events in the city of Arlington could be for you and fans?
I have actually. Yeah, I have with Jerry and Steven and Jerry Jr. So they're really good friends of my family, and they've always been really nice to me. And I know when my father was looking to get into the NFL before he actually acquired the Jaguars, he got to know Jerry and his family pretty well. And in my time in the league, they've been very kind to me. And as we've done these shows around the Dallas area every year, I always have checked in with them, and also we'll see them at the league meetings this week and have a great relationship with them. And we actually have brought that up to them in the past. They certainly have great venues, and as AEW expands, something to take note of. And they have been involved in the wrestling business at times too, in promoting shows. And that's certainly something I would be interested in and have had nice talks with them with. I think actually at our last preseason game, we did talk about that. It was Trevor's rookie year. Trevor actually had a real nice game. If you look back, that was probably Trevor's best preseason game his rookie year.